How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's your first time in Sardinia?
It's first time in Sardinia, but
Yeah.
not in Italy. I have spent many years traveling in Italy, and we have a house in Italy, so I come
Where?
every year. In just south of Siena in the Val d'Orcia.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
beautiful.
beautiful. So, you are a pioneer of motion capture, like Gollum, Caesar. So, I was wondering, what initially drew you to motion capture when it was still uncharted?
It offered me when I began to understand the capability and the possibilities of what it would open up. I'll never forget the first time working with the technology, and as I moved in front of the screen, I could see Gollum moving exactly with me, and it was like being both a puppeteer and a marionette. You know, you were being this both, and and what I realized was that this potentially could apply to so many characters, many characters of all different types that I would never be cast as, and so that's what I've loved about it, and why I've continued to be part of its evolution, and taking it from just being able to be shot in a studio to outside on location, and working with video game technology to increase its potential in all sorts of areas of storytelling in video games, in also immersive stories. So it has huge potential for any actor to play any character.
And speaking of Gollum, it's still iconic after all of these years. So I was wondering how Gollum changed your life, both professionally and personally.
Well, I mean, yes, it was a huge. It impacted hugely because the character really. I mean, what Tolkien wrote was a very complex, psychologically very complex character. And when we were working on the movies, the writers, Philippa Boyens and Fran Walsh and I, we were constantly working on the character to bring out different aspects of him and push him in different directions, the Smeagol and Gollum side of the personality. So that has been that really connected with a lot of people, in terms of they being able to see a version of Gollum in themselves, and I think that's really why, because I'm going back to direct another Lord of the Rings film, which is more about Gollum and understanding his psychology. I, I think I mean, Tolkien wrote this extraordinarily rich, complex character, and I think that is why people have really absorbed him into culture.
And can you tell us about something in your new project on Gollum?
Without giving anything away, I mean,
Anything, just tiny
well,
little
I
bit.
can tell you a tiny bit about. I
Yeah.
mean, we're just about to start going into prep, so I'll be moving to New Zealand in the near future to work for 6 months or so in preparation, and then we'll start shooting next year. And then the film will be ready in December 27.
We are
And
so excited to see it.
yeah, no, and I'm directing this time,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm
you're
very
also a
excited.
director and an actor. So how do these words collide into each other?
I mean, I haven't done it to this extent before, so this will be a big challenge for me. But I have directed films where I've played smaller roles, so I think particularly because it's Gollum, and a character that I know very well and have played not only in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but obviously the Hobbit trilogy. So and I, I think if it was a character playing a big role in a movie that I'd never played the character before, that would be very different. But I think because I know him so well, I think it won't be a problem.